Hey everybody, this is Caterroll Hunter, and some friends of mine have been traveling the globe and sent me a whole bunch of banknotes I have never seen before. We're going to take a look. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is James and you're watching my channel Caterroll Hunter. If you're like me, whenever you travel, you probably pick up some of the local currency and save it for your collection. That's what I do, but I don't get to travel that much. The last time I was able to do anything like that was when I went to Kenya, and that was a couple of years ago. But on that trip, I met Kent and Diana, and we learned pretty quickly that they were traveling profusely. They were all over the globe. They were true globe-trotters. And so they've actually sent me some coins and banknotes in the past, and I just got another package a little while ago of banknotes that they collected in the year 2024 on just some of their travels. So we're going to take a look at some of these together. Maybe we'll start with these ones right here. This first one we have here is a Middle Eastern note. This is from Qatar. And you can see the colorful red flag at the top right. That is the Qatar flag. The gate that you see there below the flag is the gate inside of the Qatar State Mosque in Doha, Qatar. Obviously, most of the script is in Arabic, but if I flip this over, you can see that it says Qatar Central Bank, 1 Rial. So that's what we have here is 1 Rial. And I'll just grab one of these. So beautiful note. This one here is from the 2022 series, and there's also a 2020 in this group of three, so that's cool. I'll put this up to the light, and you can see that there is some watermark in there, and you can see there's a security stripe in there, so that's actually all pretty cool. So we got three of these, 1 Rial from Qatar. Very cool. This is a paper note. This isn't a polymer or anything like that, so we don't have paper notes anymore here in Canada. They don't circulate anymore. They've been replaced with polymer. And I think one interesting thing is that all of the notes that I have here are all paper. And of course I spoke too soon because these next notes here are from Malaysia, and they are in fact a polymer note. They have that plasticky feel about them. So they are not actually paper. This is 1 ringgit, and we've got 5 ringgit from the Central Bank of Malaysia. It's got the national flower. It's a hibiscus there. And this gentleman on the right, I believe, is the first leader of Malaysia. On the back of this bill features some traditional embroidery that would be in the textiles industry in Malaysia. And in the terms of security features, if we look through there, you'll see the denomination, just a little 1 in that little window on the left-hand side. So that is really cool. And also you'll see the number 1 get filled in when we put it to a light. But when we take it away from the light, you'll only see part of that 1 just to the left of Bank Negara, Malaysia. So that is really cool. I'll grab here the 5, and it is very similar. It's the same figure on that, the same hibiscus, but we've got some birds, wildlife on the back of this one. But the security features are similar. We basically see the denomination in that little window, and then of course with the light in the background, that 5 becomes complete, whereas outside it's just part of the design. So this of course is also a polymer note, and these are contemporary notes. These are the ones that are circulating right now. They're as new as 2025, so it's still the common contemporary issue. Next up, we have 3 different denominations of Turkish lira. We've got 5, 10, and 50 Turkish lira. We'll look first at the 5 here, and this features a portrait of Kemal Ataturk. And we can see here, it's a very pretty note. I've learned that there are 2 versions of this 5. There is the red and the purple, and this is the purple. And we see some science featured on the background here, some atoms and DNA. You can see the serial number is on the back of this bill, and there is a watermark in there as well. You can see on the left. Very cool. And a security strip as well. So that's the 5. That's in pretty nice condition. These 10s aren't quite as crisp. Very similar design on the front, and it's got some reflective elements on the right-hand side. And we've got a bit of a different design on the back here. And then this 50, which is a larger bill. This one is the most circulated of them all, but also the 2009 series. Beautiful note. This one features a notebook and a quill, a pen. Got some flowers on here. Another really cool banknote. Also, this one is for sure paper. I'm imagining that most central banks are moving towards polymer. They just last longer. They might be a little bit more difficult to forge. We don't have that here with this one, but that's where we are in Canada, and many other countries are following suit. Continuing on here, we got a bunch of bills here. We got 4 different denominations. All are from Egypt. So this is £5. And how do I know that? Well, 2 things. First of all, it says it right on the back, Central Bank of Egypt, £5. But I'm also looking these bills up on Numista. It's just easy then for me to identify them and understand exactly what they are. I can also see translations of all of the Arabic writing. It's really, really helpful. This here is the Arabic numeral 5. It looks like a 0, but that's not what it is. It is a 5. So we've got a mosque on one side, and then we've got some very traditional Egyptian engravings that you might see in the pyramids, for sure. And what's really cool about this one is if I look up into the light, you can see the security strip, but also there we've got a pharaoh sarcophagus. That is really, really cool. So £5. What's also really cool is that we have 5 of them here, or 4 of them, I should say, that are uncirculated and in sequential order. So I'm not an Arabic expert by any stretch, but that is the numeral 3, that is 4, that is 5, and that is 6. So we have 4 notes that are uncirculated, all these £5 notes that are in sequence. So I'll hold on to those together because I think that makes them special. We know for sure they're uncirculated and they have friends. So that's really cool. This next one here is £10 from the Central Bank of Egypt. That figure on the left, that's a side view of the statue of Pharaoh Khafre. That statue is currently at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. And on the other side of the note, what we have here is the Al Rifai Mosque. And if I just look at the watermark on the left, you can see that is King Tut, King Tutankhamun. That is his mask there in the watermark. And we've got a security feature here. This note here has been produced for the last 10 or so years. I'd have to do a little bit of digging in the serial number and the signatures and the different inscriptions to figure out exactly what year this is produced in or what issue this is. I could probably figure that out if I did some digging. So some homework that I have to do in a little bit, because I'd like to figure this out and catalog it to see which one I have here, but I don't want to drag this video on. But all of the information I would need to do that, including the Arabic inscriptions and the letters and numbers, are all on Numista, so I could figure that out. Here's the £50 note. That is the Abu Hariba Mosque on the right. You've got a security thread through the middle. If I flip it over, on the left we've got a Nile boat and then a temple here. Really cool note. And we got one more to go here. This is the £100 note. On this side we've got the Sultan Hassan Mosque. And then on this side, this is really, really cool. We've got the Sphinx. So that should look very, very familiar, I think, to most of you who are interested in ancient Egypt. That is a surviving monument, or most of the surviving monument. The Sphinx, really, really cool. That is just awesome. I'm not sure when I'm going to be in Egypt next to pick up some banknotes, so I'm really, really pleased that Kent and Diana picked these up and thought of me. This last one here is from a very different place. We've been to Southeast Asia. We've been to the Middle East. This is, well, if you read on the bottom left, Sedlabanki Islands. That's Iceland. And this is 500 kroner. And this features Jon Sigurdsson. I didn't know who he was, but Numista tells me he was an Icelandic independence advocate. So that's cool. And if we flip it over, that is him at his desk, and that is the Parliament on the bottom right. So we've got notes from Iceland, we've got Malaysia, Turkey, we've got Qatar, and Egypt. So all over the world, places that I've never been. I've never actually been to any of these countries. And if I ever go there, I would, of course, try to pick up some banknotes. But again, really, really pleased that my friends Kent and Diana thought of me when they were traveling and picked up some of these banknotes. And I've got some duplicates, which means that I can share the love and might be able to trade some of these with some other banknote collectors. I think that would be really cool. That's a really great way to expand your collection. Even picking up banknotes when you're traveling is a great way to expand your collection without necessarily spending a lot of money. Depending on what the face value is. I don't really know what 100 pounds of Egyptian currency actually costs. But in any case, this is a really, really great addition to my collection. I hope you enjoyed seeing some banknotes you might not have seen before. If you were like me, I hadn't seen them before. Really happy to get them in my collection, and I'm really happy that you guys watched the video. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I always appreciate when you watch my videos, and I hope that you are enjoying them. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next time. The sponsors of today's video are Lighthouse Canada and the Charlton Press. Lighthouse Canada is the leading supplier of high-quality numismatic supplies in Canada, and the Charlton Press is the leading publisher of coin and paper money catalogs and price guides for Canadian collectors. Go check out their online stores today and use the exclusive discount code CRH20 for 20% off all your purchases.